The face of modern combat is shifting, and Ukraine just witnessed a chilling preview of America's most fearsome aerial predator. After a sweeping transformation, the iconic A-10 Warthog has returned, sharper, more powerful, and engineered to dominate today's battlefields. Reports confirm the U.S. has completed live testing of this upgraded war machine, and the global response has been seismic. Could this be the turning point Ukraine has desperately needed? And what does it mean for Russia? Today, we break down the reborn Super A-10 Warthog and the devastating arsenal it now carries. The A-10 Warthog was engineered for a single, brutal purpose: annihilating ground targets while absorbing punishment that would destroy any other aircraft. While supersonic jets struggle to accurately engage slow-moving ground forces, the A-10 cruises at roughly 350 miles per hour, the ideal speed for close-in killing. Its wings are constructed with a rigid honeycomb core, keeping the airframe light without sacrificing structural strength. The massive ailerons, spanning nearly half the wing length, grant extraordinary agility at low speeds. This aircraft was never built for glamour or speed records, but when soldiers are pinned down and outgunned, the A-10 is their guardian from above, rugged, dependable, and absolutely lethal to anything caught in its targeting system. The A-10 officially entered U.S. Air Force service in 1976, first arriving at the 355th Tactical Training Wing in Arizona, then spreading to the 354th Tactical Fighter Wing in South Carolina. From there, it deployed across domestic and overseas bases, from Alaska to South Korea and deep into Europe. It even established a presence at RAF Bentwaters and RAF Woodbridge in England, rehearsing strike missions across Germany. Yet despite its raw capability, early reception was lukewarm. Pilots raised on sleek, high-speed jets viewed the Warthog as clunky and slow, hardly an aircraft worth coveting. That reputation began to shift in 1987, when the A-10 was assigned a forward air control role under the OA-10 designation. Equipped with smoke and white phosphorus rockets to mark targets for other strike aircraft, the OA-10 was still fully armed and fully lethal. The name change fooled no one. The A-10's first real operational deployment came during the 1983 invasion of Grenada, providing air cover for Marine landings, though enemy resistance never materialized and no shots were fired. That all changed in 1991. During Operation Desert Storm, 132 Warthogs entered the fight. The aircraft proved itself immediately, scoring 2 air-to-air kills against Iraqi helicopters, one courtesy of Captain Robert Swain and the legendary GAU-8 Avenger cannon. The Gulf War also revealed the A-10's limits. 4 were shot down by enemy fire. 11 others absorbed heavy hits but kept flying. 2 suffered damage so severe they never returned to service. By mid-February, mounting losses pushed A-10 missions toward safer southern corridors, yet the aircraft kept hunting Scud missile launchers and disrupting Iraqi logistics. Final tally: over 8,100 combat sorties, the majority of Maverick missile launches in the war, and an extraordinary 95.7% mission success rate. Any serious talk of replacing it with an F-16 variant quietly disappeared. The Warthog's post-Gulf War record only grew. During the Bosnia conflict in the mid-1990s, A-10s expended around 10,000 rounds of 30mm ammunition, targeting heavy weapons seized by Bosnian Serb forces. In one mission in August 1994, 2 Warthogs tracked and destroyed an anti-tank vehicle, compelling the enemy to surrender their entire stolen stockpile. When NATO launched Operation Deliberate Force in 1995, A-10s were again central, destroying artillery positions and fortifications, then continuing to patrol the airspace after the operation officially concluded. By 1999, they were over Kosovo, initially tasked with search and rescue, then rapidly transitioned to their true specialty: destroying enemy positions. Their first major strike came April 6th. They flew until the war ended in June. Afghanistan initially saw the A-10 sit out the 2001 invasion, but by March 2002 it was back, deployed to bases in Pakistan and Afghanistan, playing a central role in Operation Anaconda against Taliban and Al-Qaeda fighters in the mountain passes. After the operation ended, A-10s stayed in country, conducting some of the longest continuous deployments in their history. When U.S. forces returned to Iraq in 2003, 60 A-10s led the initial assault with brutal precision, maintaining an 85% mission success rate, expending over 311,000 rounds of 30mm ammunition, and even dropping psychological warfare leaflets to erode enemy morale. One aircraft was lost near Baghdad International Airport after sustaining heavy ground fire. By 2007, the Warthog had evolved again. The upgraded A-10C, fielded by the Maryland Air National Guard, brought advanced digital targeting and communications into the cockpit, allowing pilots to acquire and engage targets faster and with greater accuracy. From 2009 to 2012, the aircraft flew between 27,800 and 34,500 missions annually. In just 6 months of 2013, it logged over 11,000 sorties in Afghanistan alone. Between 2006 and 2013, the Warthog was responsible for 19% of all close air support missions in Iraq and Afghanistan, outpacing even the F-15E and B-1B bomber. The A-10's legacy was never without shadow. On December 8, 1988, an A-10A slammed into an apartment building in Remscheid, West Germany, killing the pilot and 6 civilians, injuring 50 more. Investigators attributed the crash to severe weather and pilot spatial disorientation. Years later, a spike in cancer rates in the surrounding area prompted speculation that the aircraft had been carrying depleted uranium rounds, allegations the U.S. government officially denied. Then came April 2, 1997, and one of the most disturbing incidents in A-10 history. Captain Craig D. Button's aircraft suddenly veered hundreds of miles off course from Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. He ignored all radio contact, made no attempt to eject, and flew his jet into a Colorado mountainside. The death was ruled a suicide, but the story deepened when it emerged the aircraft had been carrying live ordnance that was never recovered. On March 28, 2003, a British soldier, Lance Corporal Matty Hull, was killed and 5 others wounded in a friendly fire incident when A-10 pilots misidentified their Allied column as enemy forces. And between 2010 and 2015, no U.S. aircraft caused more civilian casualties in Afghanistan than the A-10, while also accounting for 10 American troop deaths in friendly fire incidents. These were sobering chapters for an aircraft celebrated as a guardian of ground troops. Despite its battlefield dominance, the Air Force moved to retire the Warthog, branding it obsolete and earmarking $4.2 billion to transition those resources toward the F-35 Lightning II. Congress drew the line. Many lawmakers had personal ties to the aircraft. Some had flown it. Others knew soldiers whose lives it had saved. The Pentagon was told it would need to demonstrate the F-35 could match or exceed every role the A-10 performed. Not only did Congress block the retirement, they mandated upgrades to push the aircraft to its full potential, forcing the Air Force to invest in a platform it was actively trying to phase out. The showdown came in a classified head-to-head evaluation, A-10 versus F-35 for close air support supremacy. Critics alleged the Air Force skewed the test parameters to favor the F-35, and the secrecy surrounding the results only deepened the controversy. The upgrade cycle that followed was transformative. Suite 8 equipped the Warthog with the lightweight ARC-210 airborne recovery system, enabling seamless digital communication with ground units, downed pilots, and special operations teams, dramatically improving coordination for close air support and combat search and rescue. Firepower expanded dramatically as well. Long-range standoff weapons meant the A-10 no longer needed to fly directly into the teeth of enemy air defenses. Advanced night vision systems enabled low-altitude strikes in total darkness. The AGR-20 precision rocket system achieved a 4-fold improvement in reload speed, more fire, faster, with less exposure. Suite 9 added a situational awareness datapad, allowing Joint Terminal Attack Controllers to transmit their exact GPS positions digitally, eliminating the need for flares and radio calls in the chaos of combat. A new targeting verification system was introduced to reduce friendly fire incidents. The aircraft could now engage up to 6 separate targets simultaneously with a single command, deploying weapons ranging from 500-pound bombs to 2,000-pound JDAMs. Pilots received high-tech JHMCS helmet-mounted targeting systems, allowing head movement to drive weapon aiming in real time. Suite 10, the so-called Super A-10 upgrade, was the most ambitious yet. It integrated AGR-20 APKWS missiles, JDAM guidance kits converting conventional bombs into precision-guided munitions, and small-diameter bombs capable of engaging multiple targets simultaneously. Theoretically, a single pass could neutralize 18 enemy positions using 3 distinct weapon types. A synthetic aperture radar turned the Warthog into a precision hunter capable of locking targets in any weather, day or night. Boeing delivered 173 new wing sets, each rated for 10,000 flight hours, with a follow-on contract for 112 additional sets, ensuring the airframe could fly well into the 2040s. A real-time data link system allowed multiple A-10s to share battlefield intelligence simultaneously, enabling coordinated multi-ship operations. Suite 11, tested at Eglin Air Force Base in Florida, took things further still. Using agile development methodology for faster rollout cycles, it delivered jam-resistant GPS, an immersive 3D cockpit audio system, next-generation ARC-210 radio communications, and an 11.6-inch high-resolution cockpit display, the largest and most advanced ever fitted to an A-10. The new digital cockpit replaced decades-old analog instruments with a unified interface offering crystal-clear targeting feeds, advanced digital mapping, and a redesigned flight management display. It represented the most significant cockpit overhaul since 2005. In January 2018, a dozen combat-ready A-10s returned to Afghanistan, deploying to Kandahar to resume close air support operations. When Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, the A-10 became a point of international debate. Ukrainian Defense Minister Oleksiy Reznikov formally requested 100 surplus Warthogs from the United States, convinced their tank-killing capability could alter the course of the war. The Pentagon declined, citing the aircraft's low speed and vulnerability to modern Russian air defense systems. The Warthog, however, remained active elsewhere. In late 2024, A-10s returned to action over Syria, targeting enemy vehicles, mortar positions, and a Soviet-era T-64 tank. On December 8th, as the Assad regime collapsed, A-10s joined B-52s and F-15Es in a sustained bombing campaign that eliminated over 75 ISIS positions within days, preventing the terrorist organization from exploiting the political vacuum. The A-10 Warthog was written off more than once, declared obsolete, outpaced by technology, and slated for the scrapyard. Each time it came back, not because of politics alone, but because nothing else does what it does. The question now isn't whether the Warthog belongs in the modern arsenal, it's how far it can still evolve. Where do you stand? Raw battlefield dominance or cutting-edge sophistication? Drop your answer below, and if you want more deep dives into the weapons reshaping modern warfare, hit the link on screen. We'll see you in the next one.